Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki, Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Jai Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We wish you all a very happy Sri Krishna Janmashtami festival. On this occasion, you have all sent so many beautiful offerings to be read out to their lordships, Shri Radha Gopinath. Many kids have sent us beautiful paintings which they had hand drew or colored. We also have some artwork that's sent by some of the parents as well. And I did receive quite a few prayers which devotees had requested that they be read out in person and not broadcast. So just want to let you know, so I'll be sharing those prayers to Radha Gopinath later today, but it won't be broadcast public, so it'll be in person. And I had a couple of devotees who had sent the offerings, but marking certain section of their messages to be read out in person to their lordships and not in the public broadcast. So just want to assure you, they are made noted of and I won't be reading them out in public. So we have close to about, I think, 14, 15 of them. And I have another dozen messages and prayers that are sent by different families requesting to be read out to their lordships, which I'll read later, but it won't be broadcast to the public. Let's start with the first one. The first three are by the temple brahmacharis. The first offering is by Baba Vibhushina Prabhu. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, today is your most merciful appearance day. Just to benefit all of us, you take the trouble to descend down from spiritual world to material world. We are feeling very, very grateful. Words can't express the gratitude that we feel for you. Whatever prayers we are reading, they are just a drop of the ocean of gratitude which the devotees of your ISKCON Sydney Yatra feel for you. So please accept these prayers on behalf of everyone in the Yatra, and please continue to bless all of us, continue to shelter all of us at your lotus feet forever. All your devotees request time and again from you day after day, month after month, year after year is to be eternally be placed at the lotus feet of your devotional lotus feet, to be placed at your lotus feet and offer devotional service at your lotus feet. So please accept our humble prayers and please shelter us as you always do. So this offering is from Baba Vibhushina Das. Hare Krishna, dear Radha Gopinath. Happy Janmashtami. Thank you for allowing me to stay in the temple with you despite all my shortcomings. Thank you for giving me so much opportunity to sing and dance in front of you. I really love singing and dancing in front of you and staring at you during darshan. There is no one more beautiful than you. Every day I'm amazed by how beautiful you are. And it seems like you are getting more and more beautiful. Thank you for also engaging me in so many different services for your pleasure and giving me so much opportunity to read and distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you for giving me the Sangha of your swan-like devotees and giving me the association of your devotees and allowing me to be mentored by them. Thank you for taking such nice care of me. I feel very happy and blissful under your shelter. I really love you, and I love serving you in the association of your devotees. Tandera charana sevi bhakta sanevas janame janame hoye abhilash. On this most auspicious day, I am praying to be eternally engaged in your service, birth after birth, in the association of your devotees. Your servant, Baba Vibhushina Das. The next offering is by Srimad Narashima Prabhu. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. My dear Gopinath, please accept my prostrated obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to you on your divine appearance day. Recently, I was thinking about memory. As a minuscule conditioned soul begging for your mercy, my memory is quite pathetic and limited. Indeed, as you mention in your Bhagavad Gita, you yourself are the original cause of everyone's knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. As I was trying to recollect the earliest memories in my present material body, I could only go so far back. What to speak of recollecting memory within the womb or my previous life, or even of being with you in your spiritual abode, my original home. Fortunately, by your grace, I have managed to remember and recollect my earliest cherished, yes, yet fussy memory of you in the present life. I always wanted to share this with you. I don't remember exactly how old I was, perhaps 8 or 10 years of age. While en route somewhere else, my parents decided to drop by your temple in North Sydney, an extremely rare occurrence. I remember walking into the temple room sometime before midday. I remember standing next to Srila Prabhupada, my height then barely reaching his waist as he sat upon his grand Vyasasana. I turned to look at both you and Srimati Radharani from the distance, and I remember you both wearing an ornate orange and pink outfit. I remember thinking to myself how beautifully you were decorated, and I appreciated your divine yet petite form. A form which was not huge and scary, which I was used to seeing in other temples I used to visit with my family occasionally. I walked about halfway across the temple room to get a better look at you, and then walked back towards Srila Prabhupada to pay obeisances. As I walked out of the temple room, I remember seeing a devotee deeply meditating on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he fingered his chanting beads. There was some prasad left over in the restaurant area, and a couple of devotees who were there served us some. I remember these devotees preaching to my father as my mother and myself sat nearby taking the prasad. This simple visit left a profound memory within me. After that, I have no recollection of ever visiting your temple again until you mercifully gave me the association of your beloved devotees during my university days. I would like to thank you for being so kind upon me and rescuing me from a hellish destination that my sinful activities were taking me. Who would have known that so many years later you would allow me to live with you and serve you in the very same temple that I had merely put a foot into just once. There are so many other conditioned souls who happen to visit you, even just once in their life. Certainly, you must be performing similar pastimes in their lives also, since you are called Manohara, one who steals the mind. My humble prayer is that I can eternally seek refuge and shelter at Srimati Radharani's and your lotus feet. May May you also empower me to become your instrument to bring more conditioned souls to visit you, so that they may eventually surrender their lives at your lotus feet. May my mind, memory, and intelligence forever be yours and in you always. Thank you, Vrajendranandan Gopinath, your insignificant servant, Srimad Narashima Das. Next is the offering by Kamsari Sinha Prabhu. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, please accept my respectful obeisances at the flavorful dust of your transcendental lotus feet. Begging the mercy of the previous acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master, I write this small offering for your pleasure. Happy Janmashtami. Thank you for kindly appearing and blessing me with your association. Although being fallen and unqualified, I am grateful your lordships both gave me an opportunity to remain in your association and the association of your devotees. It is simply your causeless mercy. Although we say that your lordships descended 5,000 years ago, I used to lament that why wasn't I there? But Prabhupada says that only a few people recognized your lordships then. By your causeless mercy, we get to benefit from hearing of your pastimes with the proper mood and with some understanding of your lordship's exalted transcendental position. Your lordships appeared again and traveled to Sydney and back and then back again just to save your children fallen into the dark well of material existence. So why should I lament about missing you 5,000 years ago? You are right here, readily giving your association and service. So keeping this in mind, I beg the memory to always remember your transcendental causeless mercy. I beg the memory to endeavor to act humble and grateful. I beg to remember that I exist only to be a source of pleasure for your lordships and your devotees. Let me act in such a way that is aimed at pleasing your lordships. With whatever desire, energy, and gratitude I have, I especially beg for the mercy to assist the Vaishnavas headed by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada in preaching your glories. You have come to preach and deliver, and I am a recipient of this mercy. Please allow me to try to repay this debt that I cannot ever repay. Begging for the mercy of my spiritual master, I pray that I may always remain at the lotus feet of your devotees. That way, I will always remain with you both. Your son, Kamsari Sinha Das. Next offering is by bushita Radha Mataji. Dear Krishna, please accept my humble and respectful obeisances unto you, wishing you a very happy appearance day. On this auspicious occasion of your appearance day, I would wish to thank you to coming in my life in the form of Sri Radha Gopinath Ji. Thank you for giving me the opportunity in this human form to accept this Krishna consciousness process, and thank you for giving me such a loving spiritual master under whose guidance I can learn about you and follow this path of bhakti. I would also thank you for giving me such lovely parents and family who have guided me throughout my life to become a good human being and stay connected with you. With your mercy, I was able to stitch new dresses for you in the form of Laddu Gopal, Lord Vittal Rukmani and Yashoda Damodar. Please bless me that I can continue this service. I would like to pray now that please help me overcome the anarthas and doshas which I have within me. I know this is only possible by a thorough process of sadhana. Please help me to remove my sadhana and maintain it till my last breath. As in Vrindavana, you killed the demons sent by Kamsa. Please help me in fighting with such demons sent by Maya Devi. Please also bless my two boys, Rishikesh and Bharat, so that they can serve you throughout their life. I hope you have lots of goodies and sweets on your day. Happy birthday. Yours, servant of the servant of the servant, Mani Bushita Radha Devi Dasi. The next offering is by Krishna Sangha Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My dear Lordship, Sri Radha Gopinath, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories, all glories, all glories to you. Happy 50th anniversary to you. My dear Lordships, I haven't got any knowledge of how to worship you, but hearing from your pastimes gives me some strength. My prayer to you, my Lord, please shower your mercy on all of them who are leading us to your lotus feet. You are the Lord of universe. Please bless us. From your training fallen soul, Krishna Sangha Devi Dasi. The next offering is from Meena Patel, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavats Pranam. Happy Janmashtami to everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances on to their Lordships Shri Radha Gopinath and His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada on Sri Krishna Janmashtami 2021. At school, I learned how to read Sanskrit, but I never realized that with this I would read Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, and happy Janmashtami to their Lordships Sri Radha Gopinath and to all the devotees. Hare Krishna. Meena Patel. The next is an offering by Sandeep Fortedar family. So this offering is collectively written by all the members of their family: Sandeep Fortedar, Aparna Raina, Tavishi Fortedar, Kriyansh Fortedar. Hare Krishna. Please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. My request to the Lordships is, thank you for all that has been provided to us, both spiritually and materially. Please continue to guide us more towards spiritualism, that is, reading books, self-discovery, and focused sadhana. Our request is to visit Vrindavan and need Srimati Radharani's permission to do so. Finally, please provide us with bhakti. Hare Krishna. Yours in the service of Shri Shri Radha Gopinatha, Sandeep Fortedar, Aparna Raina, Tavishi Fortedar, and Kriyansh Fortedar. The next offering is from Gaur Gopal. He has made a very beautiful card for you, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. There are a few other kids who have also sent us beautiful artwork, along with some artwork by some parents as well. We will take a printout of that and we will present it to you, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. For now, let me just read what these devotees have written in this beautiful artwork of you. So this e-card that is sent by Gaur Gopal, Bhakta Gaura Gopal, has your beautiful photo and then a message for you. Thank you, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, for giving us shelter, prasadam, clothes, pastimes about you to read from books like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many more, cows and other animals, Mother Nature, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, celebrating your nice festivals like Janmashtami, Radhashtami, etc., for giving us pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, Indradimna Maharaj, and many others that make pure temple. So everyone can get opportunity to serve the Lord. Jagannath Ji and other deity. Tulasi Rani. And Gaur Gopal has also written the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your servant, Gaur Gopal Das. Dear Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, he has also sent a separate offering to Srila Prabhupada along with the message, chant the holy name of the Lord, Jai Jagannath, your humble servant, Gaur Gopal Tiwari, Krishna Janmashtami 2021, Sydney. So his offering to Srila Prabhupada, we will read them out tomorrow on the occasion of Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. The next offering is by Toshan Krishnaprabhu. Sriman Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastitaha Karshan Venu Shwanair Gopi Gopinatha Shriyestunaha. Dear Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, how can I find the appropriate words to glorify you? Over the past few years, I have attempted to serve the devotees sheltered by you, I have learned that though your stature is a charming smaller size, your heart is so deep that I cannot even begin to estimate or try to understand how deep it goes. Instead, I can only speak to glorify you through the way that I have begun to understand your inconceivable opulences. Srila Rupa Goswami writes in the Nectar of Devotion that of the 4 defining qualities of Krishna, one is that Krishna is always surrounded by loving devotees. From this, I can be sure that you, dear Gopinath, are certainly the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, for you are constantly surrounded by such loving, effulgent, dedicated, and beautiful devotees. You, Shri Shri Radha Gopinatha, are so charming and sweet. I'll read that line again. Gopinath, you, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, are so charming and sweet. And yet, I am so unfortunate that I am so lazy in engaging myself in your service. Instead, I waste my time in the service of my senses. But your ever-serving servants, they are constantly drinking the nectar of your service. And it is only by their example and encouragement that I even have any desire to render even a little service. Your beauty, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, is inescapable, for your devotees are everywhere. And by their immense beauty, we are able to have some idea of what depths of inexhaustible beauty you contain within yourselves. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, I pray only that you would allow your devotees to keep bestowing their merciful association unto me, and that I may never be so foolish as to abandon their Sangha, a worthless, aspiring servant of your servant, Toshan Krishnadas. The next offering is by Natasha Arora Mataji. Happy Appearance Day, Krishna. Thank you so much for bringing me closer to you and being patient with me, as I know you have been planting seeds since I was very young. You arrange my life perfectly for me to only get closer to you. I tear up very easily in gratitude to the light and joy I feel being closer to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I never want to look back. Please help me always look to you and nothing else. I find you to be cheeky with me sometimes. I really like it. Please continue. I have found you answering my prayers, which I feel is constant proof of your reciprocation. So I know you are definitely listening, and for any unanswered prayers, I know it's just a not yet and or for a greater reason for me to be patient and perhaps learn or accept something too. I'm so sorry I ever doubted you in the past. I'm learning to remember always that everything is always by your mercy, and I feel everything I have been through has only brought me to you. I'm grateful. All I want for the rest of my life and all other lives, within brackets, if I don't go back to Godhead after this life, as I will not demand what you do with me next. Although I would like to go back to Godhead, please. Close the brackets. Is to always be in your service. Please continue to arrange this life so I can practice my bhakti always for you. Please let me use everything I am in this body and mind, everything I own, any wealth I accumulate, any talents of mine, any struggles I have been through, any relationships of mine, and anything else I have missed, all in your service. I'm greatly, greatly, greatly satisfied being in your service and nothing else. I would love to feel like and remember every moment as service to you. Please help me with this. I especially enjoy reading and hearing about you, dancing and singing for you, talking about you and sharing you with others. Actually, this is all my greatest joy. You know, I have always felt overwhelmed with other jivas' pain because of my own pain, and now I feel so inspired to share you with others, as I have never felt like I had found the answers I was always looking for, till you. Please always let me be overflowing in bhakti, so I can continue to feel inspired to share you with others. I'm very humbled to be used as your instrument, and I would love for you to use me as your instrument as much as you like. It would only be an honor and privilege to me if the rest of my life you could let me inspire as many people as you like to take up Krishna consciousness and share your mercy. I love you so much. As long as I can always be in your service and close to you, I am happy. I want my whole life to be an offering to you. Please help guide me always so I can do this for you. Your servant, Natasha Arora. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, the next offering is from a family of 3. John Steggles Prabhu, Lipi Sharma Steggles Mataji, Danya Rasika Steggles. That's their little daughter. Our dearest Gopinath, our dearest Radha Gopinath, Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. Thank you so much for always being there, providing all of us the unconditional support and shelter we need, especially in these times. We offer our humble gratitude in guiding us on our paths to devotional service. We hope you always provide us the guidance, especially in raising our daughter Danya Rasika Steggles in divine Krishna bliss. A very happy birthday to you, Gopinath ji. We also want to convey our heartfelt thanks. We have been able to secure a beautiful house, all guided by you, which will soon be established as your sacred home. May you please come to our place and reside there, making it a Krishna home. May you use our home in the service to the devotees, hosting kirtans, bhakti sanghas, etc., eternally in your service. Your servants, John Steggles, Lipi Sharma Steggles, Danya Rasika Steggles. The next offering is from a family, Nandini, Anju Mataji, and Madhav. All glories to Sri Radha Gopinath. My dear Krishna, I miss seeing you, your bathing ceremony, Abhishek, Aratis, and most of all, singing and dancing for you, especially on this auspicious day of your birthday. Despite this COVID situation, all these offerings will not be compromised and will take place from our homes and hearts. Thank you for all your blessings. Thank you for providing me with a lovely devotee association. Thank you for giving me personal moments to serve you. Thank you for allowing me to sing my heart out for you. Thank you for sending Srila Prabhupada to save us from this ocean of mercy. Thank you for everything. There is no other who cares and loves me more than you. Yet I am so ignorant that I have no attraction. My dear Krishna, I beg for your mercy. Mercy so I can see you in every moment, every atom, every depth and breadth, and every breath I take. I beg for your mercy so I can perceive every jiva as a soul in which you reside, in every sound where your holy name vibrates. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I pray that you can always keep me under your shelter and shower your blessings. Wish you a very happy birthday, our Nanda Gopala. I can't wait to see you again when lockdown is over. Eagerly waiting to have your darshan. Shri Shri Nanda Gopal ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai. Your insignificant servant, Nandini, mother, Anju Mataji, brother, Madhav. The next offering is by Tanya Mataji. My beloved Radha Gopinath, my home, my everything, please accept my humble obeisances. I still remember the first day when I walked into your palace in Sydney. It was my first Sunday feast, and the whole temple was dancing from left to right during Gaurarati. Everyone's faces filled with happiness and love. That was the most promising moment of my life in Sydney. I knew that I would be taken care of and would feel shelter, and would feel sheltered. My dearest Radha Gopinath, I'm unable to type words because I can't hold back my happy tears every time I think about you. It's no joke that I would have taken the first flight back home after COVID-19 struck us, had it not been for what Srila Prabhupada gave us. When everyone's life was turning upside down and people didn't know what to do with their time, I only grew closer to you and to this temple. Over time, I started to realize that when our lives revolve around you, the hardest of displeasure becomes easy to get through. Yet, I'm so unfortunate that I don't end up engaging in your pleasure. I once heard in some lecture that when one's eyes are anointed with the salve of prema or spiritual love, then we can see Vrindavan. Otherwise, we only see the outer appearance. Even with the most materialistic eyes, I can't take my eyes off you. I'll read that line again, Gopinath. Even with the most materialistic eyes, I can't take my eyes off you. That line will be repeated by every single member of our community, Gopinath. I can't even wonder what the joy of seeing Vrindavan must be. Your smile, your beauty fills me in awe every single time I see you. If in the perverted reflection we experience your leelas every day, it's outside my comprehension to imagine your leelas in Goloka. Every discussion in my garland service is about, oh, did you notice that Radharani stole Gopinath's flute garland? Or if something we made was not dressed in the place that we expected, we would discuss at length about how you never wanted it in the first place. With these discussions, the fact that we are not the actual doers but merely just instruments in pleasing you the way you want would dawn upon us. What beautiful pastimes! Oh, my eternal Father and Mother, only you can reciprocate to this selfish love of ours in the most beautiful way that fills our heart. Thank you for being my constant listener during my highs and lows. Thank you for making me feel at home and keeping me engaged in your services. One single glimpse of yours makes me forget about my miseries. One of the things that pleases you is our sincerity in our service attitude. This fallen soul begs at your lotus feet to please make her sincere, give her the power to not offend your beloved devotees and to keep serving you sincerely, birth after birth. Your servant of servant, Tanya. This offering is by Vishnu Gopal Prabhu. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhara, Shrivashadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Janmashtami. Thanks Lord Shri Krishna for coming to Sydney in the form of Radha Gopinath. Jai Shri Krishna. Your servant Vishnu Gopal Das. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, the following offering of 4 artwork were offered at your lotus feet for your pleasure by K.S. Ravi Prabhu's family. So these artwork were made by his wife Shruti and Yashash, their 6-year-old son. We will offer them to you later. It's a beautiful artwork. So Yashash has drawn a beautiful picture of you with the flute and peacock feather with a beautiful tilak. The other greeting which he has sent you by this 6-year-old Yashash, it says, Happy Birthday Krishna. And the third artwork is by Shruti, and it's about your beautiful form as Bala Gopal, Makanchor, stealing butter from a pot. And the fourth one is depicting your beautiful face with the curly hair, peacock feather, nice tilak, makara kundala, chain, beautiful jewelry, and you having one of your fingers touching your lips. So this artwork is sent as an offering to you on your birthday by K.S. Ravi, Shruti, and their 6-year-old son Yashash. The next offering is by Rishikesh Gawade, son of bushita Mataji and Satish Gawade. Dear Krishna, happy birthday to you and have a nice day with all your friends and family. I'll read that again. Gopinath, happy birthday to you and have a nice day with all your friends and family. Hope you eat all you wish from your mother, and may you always keep on playing and eating. Could you please keep all your blessings unto me? By your servant Rishikesh Gawade. The next offering is by his brother Bharat Gawade. Dear Sri Krishna, happy birthday. I hope you have a nice day. Hope you play with your friends, eat a lot of food, laddus, rasagulla, and more other sweets. And please give me more knowledge, because now I am dumb, and give me knowledge even because to do more service to you. And play lots of games like hide and seek, and can you save some yogurt for me? Your servant Bharat Gawade. The next offering is sent by Radhika Mataji. She has sent a beautiful artwork, a beautiful greeting card that was made by her 9-year-old daughter Shanmukhi. And I'll first read the greeting card and then I'll read out the message that's sent by both of them. So Shanmukhi has made a very beautiful greeting card wishing you, Shri Radha Gopinath, on this happy Janmashtami festival. So she has drawn you leaning on two butter pots or grinding mortar, they look like. She has drawn your beautiful full form wearing yellow dhoti. You sport curly hair, having peacock feather and a beautiful smile and big lotus petaled eyes. And the message in the greeting card says, Happy Janmashtami Krishna. Happy Janmashtami Krishna. I wish I could pass all my exams this year. I will do my best to be your devotee. From Shanmukhi, 9 years old. And this is the message Radhika Mataji and Shanmukhi has sent for you, Gopinath. Oh, beautiful Radha Gopinath, thanks for everything that you have given to me. Please bless me and my family to progress on Krishna consciousness and connect back to you. And please provide me an opportunity to visit the Navadvip Dham at least once in my lifetime. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thanks to the ISKCON team for providing the opportunity to show our gratitude to Lord Krishna on this auspicious day. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Radhika and Shanmukhi. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of all our ISKCON Sydney Yatra devotees to express our heartfelt gratitude to Nanda Gokul Prabhu and Mathura Gokul Mataji's service in taking your glories to every nook and corner of this world since early in the morning, from Mangalarati onwards all the way till 9:15 Arati, and a special festival occasion like today. They still do special broadcast services. We are very deeply indebted. So kindly offering our heartfelt gratitude at your lotus feet, dear Shri Radha Gopinath, begging you to please shower your choicest blessings upon Nanda Gokul Prabhu, Mathura Gokul Mataji and their two sons and their entire family, that they be eternally engaged and continue to do this wonderful service of bringing unlimited souls in contact with the mercy of your lotus feet. And the final offering is from Shri Nagwan Mataji. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, happy birthday. On this auspicious day of your appearance, I would simply like to say thank you for giving me the chance to cultivate bhakti and attracting me to your holy names, which are non-different from you in the form of kirtan. It is through being attracted to your holy names that I have come to know so much about you and your unparalleled glories. I get goosebumps when I think about your unconditional mercy and how you lovingly reciprocate with your unalloyed devotees, whom I aspire to follow. It fills my heart with gratitude and joy when I think of how, even though we may forget you, you will never forget us. Please bless me and my family, without whom I would not have been able to give myself to the process of Bhakti Yoga, that we may continue to devote ourselves in the service of your lotus feet. Your aspiring servant, Shri Nagwan. I have received some offerings now. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, this offering is from Shravanti Naveen Mataji. Dear Shri Radha Gopinath, wish you a very happy Sri Krishna Janmashtami. Very grateful for being available for us all the time, and especially during this lockdown, giving your beautiful darshan every day, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam classes, hearing special Chaitanya Charitamrita classes, arranging Bhakti Shastri classes over weekends, which fill our hearts with nectar and groom us to become your devotees. Extremely grateful for showing my spiritual master, and kindly be merciful to help us get initiated as well, as we are totally not qualified, but it may happen only due to your causeless mercy, my Lord. Kindly shower your blessings on our temple brahmacharis who are showing their mercy through everyday classes, and please bless all the devotees of our yatra who are serving you daily in all possible ways there by bringing your mercy to us every day. Kindly help and bless us, my Lord, to chant your holy name attentively and to become healthy and disciplined to effectively practice devotional service so that we can always serve Srila Prabhupada and come back to you. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Gurudev. Your devotees, Shravanti, Naveen, and family. There is a video offering that's sent by Lokalila for Sri Krishna Janmashtami. It's taking time to load. Actually, it's not loading yet, Gopinath. We'll present it to you later. Thank you, Shri Radha Gopinath, for patiently hearing all our prayers. Please continue to bless us, and our only aspiration, day after day, month after month, year after year, is to be eternally engaged in your devotional service, even birth after birth. However long you manifest your pastimes in material world, we want to be with you and we want to serve you in whatever way you want us to be engaged. Our only aspiration is to be with you always. We want to be with you when you perform your pastimes in material world, and we want to be with you when you perform your pastimes in spiritual world as well. So our only aspiration is to be eternally engaged, to be in your association and the association of your dear devotees, and to be engaged in your causeless, selfless devotional service. There are some devotees who had sent the offerings that they didn't want it to be read out loud in public. So I'll read that out to their lordships later. And there are some devotees who have marked certain section of their offerings not to be read out in public. So those sections which I skipped, that also will be read out to their lordships, Shri Radha Gopinath. I want to thank every devotee who took time to send us their heartfelt offerings. As I said, I have another dozen more with the instruction that I should read them out not in public. So I'll offer that to their lordships, Shri Radha Gopinath. We have another opportunity tomorrow to express our gratitude to Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. So today we expressed our gratitude to Shri Radha Gopinath. We got blessed by Shri Radha Gopinath only due to the costless mercy of Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So if we want to go closer to Shri Radha Gopinath, we want to serve and please Srila Prabhupada. Tomorrow is a wonderful opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude. In fact, it's only once in a year opportunity for us to express. So those of you who haven't sent your offerings, please do so. You have time till 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I have to go for a hard deadline because tomorrow morning we'll be busy setting up the temple for the Vyasa Puja festival. So 7 a.m. is the deadline. So please do send us your offerings at offerings@iskcon.com.au. We'll make sure that each and every offering that you send us will be read out to Srila Prabhupada, or if you have any of your kids doing any artwork, you can send us as well. We will present it to Srila Prabhupada as well. Like today we saw beautiful offerings that's sent by many of our congregation kids. We'll print them and we'll present it to their lordships, Shri Radha Gopinath, later today. And today at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., we'll be doing the offering of Aratis on behalf of all our congregation devotees, our sponsors, and all the devotees in our yatra. So please do tune in. 6 o'clock we'll have the festival class started now, shortly, by His Grace Vrajanath Krishnaprabhu. Maybe it started already. I will stop here. And for rest of the evening program, 6 o'clock we'll have a festival class by His Grace Vrajanath Krishnaprabhu. And at 7 o'clock we'll have Gaura Arati, followed by Narashima Pranam. And at 8 p.m. we will be doing our Arati offerings. We have a lot of devotees who sponsored for the different Aratis, which were offered to their lordships in their name throughout today, as well as during Balram Jayanti, tomorrow as well. And we are going to do a special offering at 8 p.m. So please do tune in to participate in that. And at 9:45 p.m. we will start the Abhishek along with Kirtan. And at 12 o'clock midnight we will be celebrating the divine appearance of Purna Purushottam Bhagavan Krishna, Shri Radha Gopinath, with the Maha Arati at 12 midnight. And tomorrow we'll have the Vyasa Puja festival of Srila Prabhupada starting at 10 a.m. So please do take this opportunity to tune in and stay connected with this tsunami of mercy of their lordships. So please do send us the offering for Srila Prabhupada, latest by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, to offerings@iskcon.com.au. And for those of you who missed on Janmashtami, don't worry, start with the Vyasa Puja tomorrow. We will have another opportunity coming in a fortnight's time, which is Sri Radhashtami, the divine appearance day of our divine mother, Srimati Radharani. So we will read out your offerings then. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shri Radha Gopinath. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsav ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Gauranitai ki jai. Samaveda Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai. ISKCON Sydney devotees ki jai. Jai Nittai Guru Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
We can, calm the Jatar Agni down, the fire, the digestion fire. So we will start with Jai Radha Madhava, right? You can all just listen and sing along wherever you are. I'll just sing along from here, from my side, right? Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana, Jaya Vraja Jana Ranjana, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana, Jai Vraja Jana Ranjana, Jai Yashodanandana, Jai Vraja Jana Ranjana, Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Gurudev, Srila Gurudev, Gurudev, Srila Gurudev Jai. So thank you everybody for listening to my chorus voice while singing. But I'm sure you all enjoy when you listen to Jai Radha Madhava. I like Jai Radha Madhava. It was one of the first bhajans that I had heard in ISKCON, and it's very sweet. I like the fact that it is short, and I like the fact that it sets the mood of Vrindavan. And actually, this is a very nice bhajan for today because it is Janmashtami. So we want to get into the mood of Vrindavan. Right, so that's why I thought we should sing this bhajan. And we are all today going to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam on Janmashtami and its essence. So we will do our invocations so that we can cause auspiciousness all over the world, the Mangal Charan, right? Which causes auspiciousness. So Ashirvad, Namaskriya, Vastu Nirdeshu. So it does these three things. It describes the object, which is Krishna himself and the Guru Parampara. It then basically, basically asks for blessings, right? It asks for Ashirvada, and it also glorifies, right? So it has these three aspects. So it makes it a Mangal Charan. So we will all do Mangal Charan together. So cause auspiciousness. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mangsha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devem Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagvat sevayat bhagavati uttama shloke bhakti bhavati naishtiki mukam karoti vashalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Jai. So, like I said, today we'll be speaking from Srimad Bhagavatam on this wonderful occasion of Janmashtami. So, we are going to go to Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 10 is considered the juice of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Bhagavatam is called the juice anyway, right? It is called the ripened fruit. And in a ripened fruit, there is juice, nectarian juice. So, Canto 10 is that nectarian juice, right? So, we will be going to Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll be going to the last chapter, chapter 90, and we'll be discussing text number 48. And the beauty of this text number 48 is that it summarizes, it's a summary given by Sukdev Goswami about the entire Canto 10. Right? It's trying to, it's very hard to, give a summary to Krishna's Leelas. But Sukdev Goswami attempts it, and he's done it very beautifully. So we will go through this shloka. So like I said, Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 90, text number 48. So I will sing the verse 3 times, and then we will go into translation purport, and then we will have a talk on this wonderful verse. So the verse, Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishtasve Dorberashyana Dharmam Stirachara Vrijinagna Shushmita Shri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishtasver Dorberashyana Dharmam Stirachara Vrijinagna Shushmita Shri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishastusve Dorberashyana Dharmam Stirachara Vrijinagna Shushmita Shri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam. Jai. So now to the translation. Translation. Lord Shri Krishna, he who is known as Jananivasa, the ultimate resort of all living entities, and who is also known as Devaki Nandana or Yashoda Nandana, the son of Devaki and Yashoda. He is the guide of the Yadu dynasty, and his mighty arms, he kills everything inauspicious, as well as every man who is impious. By his presence, he destroys all things inauspicious for all living entities, moving and inert. His blissful smiling face always increases the lusty desires of the gopis of Vrindavan. May he be all glorious and happy. Purport. The translation and word meanings for this verse are taken from Srila Prabhupada's English rendering of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 13, verse 79. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti, Srila Sukadev Goswami has composed this beautiful verse to console those who lament the fact the Lord Krishna did not continue to manifest his intimate pastimes down to the present time. So we all feel this. Here Sri Sukadev reminds his listeners that the Lord is eternally present in this world, in his holy abode, his name, and the recitation of his glories. This idea is expressed by the word Jayati. He is victorious, which is in the present tense rather than the past. Srila Prabhupada explains this verse as follows in Krishna book. Srila Sukadev Goswami thus concludes his descriptions of the super exalted positions of Lord Krishna by glorifying him in the following way. O Lord Krishna, all glories unto you. You are present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Therefore, you are known as Jananivasa, one who lives in everyone's heart. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord, in his Paramatma feature, lives in everyone's heart. This does not mean, however, that Krishna has no separate existence as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Mayavadi philosophers accept the all-pervading feature of Parabrahman. But when the Parabrahman or the Supreme Lord appears, they think that he appears under the control of material nature. Because Lord Krishna appeared as the son of Devaki, the Mayavadi philosophers accept Krishna to be an ordinary living entity who takes birth within this material world. Therefore, Sukadev Goswami warns them, Devaki Janma Vadaha, which means that although Krishna is famous as the son of Devaki, actually he is the super soul or the all-pervading supreme personality of Godhead. The devotees, however, take this word Devaki Janmavada in a different way. The devotee understand that actually Krishna was the son of Mother Yashoda. Although Krishna first of all appeared as the son of Devaki, he immediately transferred himself to the lap of Mother Yashoda, and his childhood pastimes were blissfully enjoyed by Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. This fact was also admitted by Vasudeva himself when he met Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda at Kurukshetra. He admitted that Krishna and Balram were actually the sons of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Vasudeva and Devaki were only their official father and mother. Their actual father and mother were Nanda and Yashoda. Therefore, Sukadev Goswami describes Lord Krishna as Devaki Janmavada. Sukadev Goswami then glorifies the Lord as one who is honored by the Yaduvara Parishtat, the assembly house of the Yadu dynasty, and as the killer of different kinds of demons. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, could have killed all the demons by employing his different material energies, but he wanted to kill them personally in order to give them salvation. There was no need of Krishna's coming to this material world to kill the demons. Simply by his willing, many hundreds and thousands of demons could have been killed without his personal endeavor. But actually, he descended for his pure devotees, to play as a child with Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, and to give pleasure to the inhabitants of Dwaraka. By killing the demons and by giving protection to the devotees, Lord Krishna established the real religious principle, which is simply love of God. By following the factual religious principles of love of Godhead, even the living entities known as Stirakshara were also delivered from all material contaminations and were transferred to the spiritual kingdom. Stira means the trees and plants which cannot move, and Chara means the moving animals, especially the cows. When Krishna was present, he delivered all the trees, monkeys, and other plants and animals who happened to see him and serve him both in Vrindavan and Dwaraka. Lord Krishna is especially glorified for giving pleasure to the gopis and the queens of Dwaraka. Sukadev Goswami glorifies Lord Krishna for his enchanting smile, by which he enchanted not only the gopis of Vrindavan, but also the queens at Dwaraka. The exact words used in this connection are Vardayan Kamadevam. In Vrindavan, as the boyfriend of many gopis, and in Dwaraka, as the husband of many queens, Krishna increased their lusty desires to enjoy with him. For God realization or self-realization, one generally has to undergo severe austerities and penances for many, many thousands of years. And then it may be possible to realize God. But the gopis and the queens of Dwaraka, simply by enhancing their lusty desires to enjoy Krishna as a boyfriend or husband, receive the highest type of salvation. In this way, Srila Prabhupada wonderfully illuminates the meaning of this verse by Sukadev Goswami, which summarizes Lord Krishna's pastimes. Jai. So what a beautiful shloka, yeah? So I will read it again. Jayati Janani Vaso Devakavado Yaduvara Parishta Swe Dorvirashyana Dharmam Sthirachara Sthirachara Vrijinagna Shushmita Shri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardhayan Kamadevam. So this beautiful verse tries to give us a summary of the beautiful leelas of Krishna. And I like how the purport begins of this. When I first read this purport, I found it very encouraging. We see Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur understands the mood of foolish people like me. I am thinking, oh, I miss Krishna's Leela. Oh, I miss Lord Chaitanya's Leela. Oh, I miss Prabhupada's Leela. And now I'm just stuck here in a lockdown in 2021 in my house. Right? So sometimes you feel that we are missing out. I'm missing out, the fear of missing out. Right? We get the FOMO. That's what it's called, right? The FOMO, the fear of missing out. So here is an encouragement by our Acharya Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur. He says, Jayati. Jayati means he is victorious. Krishna is always present. He is everywhere in his name, in his form, in his gunas, and especially in his, in the place where conversations of Krishna are happening. So right now, as we are speaking of Krishna, or as you may be listening of Krishna, or some devotees are making garlands for Krishna, or some devotees are cooking for Krishna, or some devotees are singing for Krishna. In all of these activities, Krishna is present. He is Jayati. He is there. And that is why the term Jananivasa. So Krishna, he likes to be amongst the Janas. He likes to be amongst the people. Right? I was in the university and one fellow asked me, he says that why does God have to come down to this material world? Because he couldn't understand it. Like he was telling me, if you are saying, because I was presenting to him that the material world is a terrible place. It's Dukkhalayam, it's Ashashvata. So his comeback was, then why does God have to come here? Right? Why does God have to come to this forsaken place? So I told him that first, so you stop saying that God has forsaken this material world. God hasn't forsaken it, that's one reason. But the more important reason is because he wants to be amongst the people. He's Jana Nivasa. Right? So if you can catch that, Krishna is Jana Nivasa. So now we are contemplating on this wonderful Janmashtami, the birth of Krishna. And we may be thinking, where did Krishna take birth? He took birth in a deep, dark dungeon. Right? In a deep, dark dungeon. Which is, shackled. His parents are shackled. And he takes birth. And you may wonder, why does Krishna have to take birth in a dungeon of all the places in the whole world? It is explained that that dungeon, although deep and dark, it was very clean. Why is it clean? Because the devotees of Krishna, Vasudev and Devaki, were present there. And so because these two devotees were present there, Krishna comes there to... Krishna comes there to... Krishna. Krishna comes there to basically, show us that in this material world, in this forsaken place, Krishna can come. So that's why there's, Krishna's father's name is Vasudev, and Vasudev also means where there is no tinge of material desire, right? So one should understand that where in this material world there is a place where there is no tinge of material desire, Krishna will be present there. So he becomes Jana Nivasa. So what type of Jana is Krishna looking for? Krishna is looking for the Janas, right, who are qualified. So this is Krishna. Krishna is looking for Janas who are qualified. Then we have Lord Chaitanya. He is also Jana Nivasa. But he is looking for Dhiras and Adhiras. He doesn't care. Lord Chaitanya is saying, whether you are qualified or you are not qualified, I will come between you. So there is a difference in mood where we see Lord Krishna. He is coming to people who are qualified. And we see this across Krishna's Leela. We see in that wonderful, story in Dwaraka, when both Duryodhan and Arjuna arrive, right, to get something from Krishna, right? We will see that Duryodhan wants Krishna's energy, but Arjuna wants Krishna. So Krishna sides with Arjuna, Jana Nivasa. So the Jana that we are talking about are people who are qualified. So Krishna comes to them. So that is why Krishna consciousness is rare. Right? It took me many years of my life to come to one realization. I always wondered, I was born in Krishna consciousness. I wish I had another choice. I wish I had chosen, then I would have been a better devotee. It took me many years to realize that the fact that, I took Krishna consciousness up at a young age means I liked it. You see, it takes so many years to come to that realization. I liked Krishna consciousness. That is why I got the opportunity to become Krishna conscious. See, I liked it, right? So we miss that part sometimes in our journey as a devotee. We forget that we actually like this. We actually like being Krishna conscious. We get into the mood, right? My wife was telling me, oh, Vraja, today I have to do so much service. I have to get up in the morning and I have to cook. Now I have to make garlands. Now in the evening I have to cook. So much service, and 2 kids. So I can see that you get flummoxed in doing service, right? You get into the service and you get completely into it and you get perturbed. But sometimes you have to step back and realize, oh, hang on a minute, I actually like this. I like being a devotee of Krishna, right? Yeah, please. I like being a devotee of Krishna. Can you close the door? Baba, you can go close the door, right? I like being a devotee of Krishna. You see, we want that mood. We want to remind ourselves, right? So when so for the young kids who are there, who are taking up, who are in Krishna consciousness, please realize you like Krishna consciousness. You may not feel it. You may feel like, what do you mean I like it? Since I was young, my father is asking me to chant and do kirtan. But the fact that you are in it implies that you liked it. And so you're continuing your journey in Krishna consciousness because you like it, right? So that is the first thing. So Krishna always comes to people who like him, right? And this is the point, that if we remember that we like Krishna, then we become the Jana. We become that Jana where Krishna wants to do Nivasa. Krishna tells Narad Muni, right? Naham vasami vaikunte na yoginam hridaya eshava yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatra tishtanti narada. Some people say tatra tishtanti narada yatra gayanti mad bhakta, but whichever order you say it, the shloka means the same thing. Krishna is telling Narad Muni that I do not reside in Vaikuntha. I do not reside in the heart of a yogi. I reside where people are discussing, about Krishna. So that is the Jana Nivasa. So why is it that Krishna was born in this deep, dark dungeon on this wonderful Janmashtami in Mathura? Because there was Jana Nivasa. The Janas were good. They were good Janas, Vasudeva and Devaki. So Krishna did the Nivasa. Right? So then Krishna, it's beautifully explained that Krishna takes this form there, and both Vasudeva and Devaki, they are confused. They are looking at this. What a beautiful form this child has come with, all this, ornaments and, beautiful bedecked jewels. Who is this personality? So Krishna realizes this, and then Krishna takes the form of Vishnu. So in this, we have to appreciate one thing. Krishna always deals with us in the mood we like. Right now, we took the story of Duryodhana and Arjuna, where they go to Krishna to ask for Krishna to partake in the battle of Mahabharata. But when Krishna says, my dear Duryodhana, I'm not going to fight, so I can either be in your side or I can give you an army. Which one would you like? Immediately, Duryodhana took the army, because that's what Duryodhana wanted. He wanted to fight, so he took the army because he wanted to fight, right? Arjuna, he wanted to be a devotee. He said, Krishna, I'll take you. You see the mood, right? So this is very interesting for all of us as devotees, as we are looking at this form of Krishna, who then becomes Vishnu. So this form of Krishna, when it becomes Vishnu, it is because Vasudeva and Devaki recognize that form, and that is the form they like to deal with. That is why it is explained that the Dwaraka Krishna form is different to the Vraja Krishna form. You see, this difference is shown right in the beginning, right? If you see the Krishna's Leela has three phases. It has Mathura Leela, it has the Vraja Leela, and it has the Dwaraka Leela, right? It has three distinct Leela types. So we will actually see that when Krishna comes to Vasudeva and Devaki, that is the Mathura Leela form, right? So sometimes you will you may notice this, that usually in the Dwaraka Leela, you will not hear much about Vasudeva and Devaki. You will hear about them, you won't hear much, not lot of. You may hear about in the Shamantaka jewel, you may hear a reference of Vasudeva and Devaki, and sometimes you may hear a reference of Vasudeva and Devaki in Canto 11, when the Prabhasa Kshetra Leela, the Maushala Leela is taking place. So you may hear a little bit about them in Dwaraka Leela, right? But not much. Mainly in Mathura Leela is where you get to hear about Vasudeva and Devaki, right? So the Mathura Leela, if you look at the Krishna book, or if you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, Mathura Leela takes about, I would say, maybe 5 to 10 chapters, not more, right? 5 to 10. Vraja Leela takes, about maybe 35 odd, like roughly 35 odd chapters. And then Dwaraka Leela takes the chunk of it. It takes, I think, about 50 odd chapters, right? About the chunk, about the bulk of it is taken by Dwaraka Leela. And when you see this presentation of Mathura Leela, Vraja Leela, and Dwaraka Leela, you will see that the Mathura Leela has like a lesser mention. It doesn't mean in Mathura the Leela isn't magnanimous. It is there, but it is mentioned lesser. Whereas then when you see Vraja Leela, in Vraja Leela the melodrama is high, and then in Dwaraka the Purushottama aspect is very high. Like Krishna being the perfect person, right? So that aspect was brought out more. But in the Vraja Leela, the aspect of Krishna being melodramatic, being full of Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, full of all the the mellows that one can feel, the mellow of love, the mellow of parent child, the mellow of friendship, the mellow of master and servitude, servant, and of course the mellow of being passively engaged with Krishna. All of those mellows are prominently shown in Vraja Leela with what you call amped up, if you want to use the term, right? It's amped up emotions, right? Then in the last section, it is more about Krishna being the perfect being, right? But it doesn't mean that in the last, like what I've tried to do is just try to give you a general breakdown. It doesn't mean that in the last 40 you don't get to hear about Vraja. In Kurukshetra, you get to see Mathura Leela, Vraja Leela, and Dwaraka Leela all mixed up, right? All three Leelas get mixed up in the Kurukshetra. So that's why it becomes Jagannath Puri, right? So Jagannath Puri becomes that mishmash of everything, right? And so, but generally, when you look at Krishna's Leela, you see these three breakdowns, right? So now, Vasudeva and Devaki, they have prominence in the Mathura Leela. In the Mathura Leela, there is prominence of Vasudeva and Devaki, right? In Gopal Champu, it is explained, and this is very interesting. In Gopal Champu, Jiva Goswami writes that actually Krishna was born to Nanda and Yashoda. Like twins were born. Actually, to Nanda and Yashoda, twins were born. A boy was born and a girl was born. That is why, Durga Devi or Maya Devi is called the sister of Krishna. Because otherwise, if you think about the way we traditionally, hear the Leela is Krishna is born in Mathura, and then Vasudev takes Krishna to Nandagram, and in Nandagram, then he puts Krishna down, and then he picks up the baby girl, and he brings her back to the jail. Right, so this is what we traditionally hear. But in Gopal Champu, Jiva Goswami, explains, the intricate details. He says actually, the boy and girl was born to Nanda and Yashoda, right? And then when Vasudev is comes, and when he's not able to see that Krishna. So see, this is the intriguing thing, isn't it? Krishna always shows you in the mood you want to see. So now Vasudev, he's in that same house. Krishna is there, and Durga Devi is there. They both are there, in brother and sister. Now Vasudev can't see that. Isn't that amazing? And then he puts the child down. The child, he's saying, "Oh, this is the Krishna I know." So this is Mathura Krishna, right? So just to understand the mood, this is Mathura Krishna. He's carrying Mathura Krishna. He can deal with Mathura Krishna, right? So Vasudev deals with Mathura Krishna. So he puts him down, right? And then he picks the girl up. And so when we observe this wonderful, amazing Leela, right, for us as devotees, we become very enthralled, right? We're like, wow, what intricate pastimes, right? What intricate pastimes these are. And so that is why in the second pada of the first line of the shloka, it says, Devaki Janma Vada. The second part of it says Devaki Janma Vada. So Vada usually means, when you are having a debate, or you're presenting a point, you're philosophically presenting that I have read in this book, like I was telling right now, right? In Gopal Champu, I've read this. So something like that's Vada. That's, I have read in this book this. I have read in this. So in this shloka, Sukadev Goswami says, Devaki Janma Vada. He says that's a philosophical point, that Krishna is the Devaki's son. He says, actually, Krishna is Yashoda's son. Right? So our acharyas bring that aspect out, that as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, when we hear Devaki Janma Vada, we're like, oh, it's a philosophical point, that Devaki Nandan. Actually, Krishna is Yashoda Nandan, because that is his eternal position. Vraja is the eternal position. So if you see the way the Leela is laid out, you got Mathura Leela, just the starting, couple of chapters in all Mathura Leela, not couple, I mean 3, 4 chapters, right? Mathura Leela. Then you have, Vraja Leela, and then you have Dwaraka Leela, right? So this Vraja Leela is squashed in between these two, between the Mathura Leela and the Dwaraka Leela, right? Why? Because this is the intimate, right? This is the intimate pastime, right? Most people who are chivalry, they'll be like, oh, look at Kamsa. Kamsa did a very bad thing to his sister and his brother-in-law. Oh, naughty person. And then look what he was doing to his nephew. Oh, very, very not a good personality, this Kamsa, right? Chivalrous people think of that. And so when they're reading Krishna book, they are picking up that aspect that Krishna defeated Kamsa. The defeat. So that is Mathura Leela. The defeat of Kamsa is Mathura Leela, right? That is Mathura. So that is Mathura Krishna. So that is how we observe Mathura Krishna, right? So what you will start seeing in this is, in Vraja Krishna, we take Krishna at his core. Krishna at his core, like Krishna the way he wants to be. He wants to be a kid. He wants to be a lover. He wants to be a friend. In the core form, we get that in the Vraja Leela. Then in Mathura Leela, we get Krishna as that young brave boy. Krishna was, I think, he was just touching 12 years. He was not 12 years old at that time. He's like 11, 11 and the 3/4 or something, like, just nearing 12, 12 years. So Krishna left Vrindavan and he entered Mathura. So he has that, that young, boyish, bratish, person who comes and kills the, the bad person, Kamsa, and becomes king, right? Now, of course, Krishna didn't take the kingship. He gave it to Ugrasen. But the idea being that for everyone there, including Ugrasen, Krishna was the king. And they all treated that Krishna is the king. He's the Mathura, he's a Mathura Ishwara. Right? So Mathura Naresh may be Ugrasen. He may be the Naresh. But the Ishwara is Krishna. Right? So this Mathura Leela is very interesting. I was contemplating on this Mathura Leela sometime back, and I was, sorry, one second. Sorry, my phone is ringing. I was contemplating on this Mathura Leela, and I was thinking, that in Mathura Leela, I have seen Vatsalya Moha, Vasudeva and Devaki. I have seen, Dasya, Moha. We can see, all the Yadus, how they would treat the king, how they would treat Krishna, with reverence, right? So you can see Dasya Rasa. So you can see Sakhya Rasa. You see Uddhava. You can see that there is friendship there available. But I was thinking, where is Madhurya Rasa in Mathura Leela? Right? So I was thinking, where is this Madhurya Rasa? And so I was thinking, sometimes what happens, and this is Vada. So this is, talking about Vada, right? Sometimes you have a philosophical point and you start contemplating on it. Where is this thing? So I was thinking, I'm like, is there a Madhurya Rasa? Krishna doesn't have girlfriends there. Krishna doesn't have, sorry, when I say girlfriends, Krishna doesn't have gopis there. Krishna doesn't have wives there in Mathura Leela. So where is the Madhurya Rasa? So I was thinking, and then just I think about a couple of weeks back, I was just reading Krishna book, right? And then, sometimes what happens is something is so obvious, but it completely slips your mind, right? So I start reading that how Krishna enters, when he enters Mathura, that there are girls, who are running to the terraces, and they're, their hairs are open, they are not well dressed, but their love is oozing out for Krishna. So I was like, oh, okay, here's interesting. Here is some Madhurya Rasa. Okay, some Madhurya Rasa. Then I was like, okay, this is good. So I'm just reading, and then I was like, then I came across Kubja, and then how 1 + 1 becomes 2, like things just connect. I'm like, hey, Madhurya Rasa, got it. Here, I got it. I got Madhurya Rasa. So then I was reading about Kubja. I was even discussing, I had a quick chat with my dad also about this. And then I was, reading about Kubja. Then I was thinking, hey, this Kubja, who is this personality Kubja? And then I was reading, and then it's explained in Brahma Vaivrata Purana. Is actually explained that in the previous yuga, right, Shurpanka, right, she got enamored by Lord Ram. She got very enamored by Lord Ram. So much so that she caused a fight. Right? So, the whole battle between Ravana and Ram, if you think about the instigator, right, the instigating factor, that is Shurpanka. Because she was so enamored by Lord Ram. She's saying, this Lord Ram is so handsome, so beautiful. I'm also very nice looking. We'd make a good couple. So she's thinking like that. This is her meditation, right? So what then happens is, after Ravana is defeated and Vibhishan is, made king, Shurpankana stays back in Lanka, and she meditates and she does penance to get Lord Ram as her husband. Right? If you can appreciate this, right? So she does her penance. So then she comes as Kubja in the Mathura Leela. So in Mathura Leela, she is Kubja, right? And so she becomes the hunchback lady. So Kubja comes, and then of course we know that she gives sandalwood paste to Krishna, and she tries to decorate Krishna very nicely. So then Krishna, in reciprocation, he just puts his toes on her toes, just on top of her toes, holds her, some say shoulder, some say, up here in the neck, and some say the ears. I mean, depending, in different Puranas, different things are said, but then yanks her up. And then when he yanks her up, she becomes a straightened, her back straightens up, and she becomes this wonderfully beautiful maiden. So she's actually Shurpanka. And then it is explained, that as the Mathura Leela goes on, that, Krishna then, he goes to, Gurukul, right, for 64 days, then he comes back, then he sends Uddhava to what is this thing called, to Vrindavan, right, so that, he can give the message to the gopis, then Uddhava brings the message back, then Krishna visits Kubja in her house, in her new beautiful form, right, and then they enjoy. And so the idea, why I was bringing this up is that in Mathura Leela also, you get to see all the rasas of Krishna. right? All the rasas. Now, of course, the stories that are told to us is this, like this is the story that we are aware of, right? There will be many more, but this is what we are aware of, right? And so we can see all the rasas. And the idea here is that Krishna, when he comes, he is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, right? He is filled with rasa. So whichever form he takes, right? He comes into Mathura, there is the Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. He comes into Vrindavan, there is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. He comes to Dwaraka, there is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. He comes to the battlefield of Mahabharat, right? And who is the personality causing all of that emotional, highs and lows of that war? Krishna, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. So that is who Krishna is. He is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. So he is giving this taste to everybody, right? So this is something we can appreciate, this mood of Krishna, right? Then, sorry, I'm just looking at the time. I just realized it's 6:50. I just finished the first line of the verse. So we'll try to speeden up. So then we have Yaduvara Parishta Swer, right? So Yaduvara Parishta Swer, meaning that he's served by the Yadus, right? But also it is also taken as that he is also served by the Brajabasis, right? So it is taken as both. So our acharyas give both the meaning. Yaduvara Parishta means one who is being served, and the Yaduvara is Krishna is also Yaduvara, right? Krishna is Yaduvara, so he is being served. Are you getting how the word in play is given? So this is the beauty of this verse. This verse is so beautiful and it's very nice for Janmashtami, right? And so in this verse, it is explained that Krishna is being served by everyone. Right? This is the key thing. The Krishna is being served by everyone. Kamsa also served Krishna. See, that is the interesting thing for us to appreciate. That Kamsa was serving Krishna. How? There are so many demons, right? That Kamsa had. Trinavrata, Putana, Shaktasura, Keshi, Bakasura, right? So many demons, right? And all of these demons, were causing havoc in this world. And because Krishna's original, one of the reasons for Krishna to come was because Mother Earth had come in the form of a cow. And she had come in front of Krishna and said, "My dear Krishna," sorry, when I say Krishna, meaning to Brahma, but the prayer was for Krishna, so you get the idea. The prayer was that, if Lord Vishnu can come and, remove all these demons, they're causing a lot of havoc. So now Krishna had to remove these demons. So what he does is he gets Kamsa to send them into Vrindavan. Now, the interesting thing, just for appreciation, right? Just for appreciation, is that when Krishna is killing these, demons, right? That is Vasudev form. That is part of the Mathura Leela, right? And so what happens is in Gopal Champu, you will see that the way it works is in Gopal Champu, all of these demons, they come in the form of stories, right? In form of stories, they enamor the Brajabasis. Oh, and then this demon came. Oh, and then this happened. Oh, right? So for them, it's like a 3D experience. Like when you go for a 3D movie, you wear a glass and then someone is coming and punching and you feel, oh, they're trying to punch you. Right? So that 3D experience. So that is what the Brajabasis are feeling. The demons can't actually enter Vrindavan, right? And disturb the Brajabasis. So all of this is being done as a Leela. Right? All of this is being done as a Leela so when I'm explaining, talking from a position of Gokula, right? Gokula, which is the spiritual planet where Vrindavan is. Now here in I apologize, Goloka. I apologize. I meant Goloka. Loka means planet, the spiritual planet. Now there is Gokula, the village. Now this Gokula acts as a mediating ground. Mediating ground means in this place, a devotee gets an opportunity to go to Goloka, right? From Gokula, you can go to Goloka, right? So because this is a mediating ground, here you will see, in the peripherals, you will see different people living. For example, you have Kamsa and you have Shurpanka, right? Those, those two are there in Mathura Leela, right? They are there. So they like Krishna. They want to come closer to Krishna, but they are not purified enough to enter Vrindavan. Right? And now the key word here, when we use the word purified, we're not saying that they are not good people. Right? Purification means that the way they want to deal with Krishna is not the Vraja Leela form. That is the definition of purification. So when we say, someone is like when it is said in the Shastras that for one to understand Krishna, one should be purified. Right? You may think that, purified means what? Means do they have to do Gayatri mantra? Like, what is purification? The purification explained is what is their desire. That is what purifies you. Your desire purifies or it impurifies you. See, that is the interesting thing. One's desire can act as a purification process or as a binding process, but that which makes you impure and keeps you in the material world. So this purification is, when we use the term purification, at least amongst devotees, right? We don't mean that somebody is, he's third class. No. It's not that. It means that, the mood that this person wants to deal with is this. The mood that this person wants to deal with is this. So Krishna, he acts in that mood because he's Jana Nivasa. Krishna is Jana Nivasa. Srila Prabhupada is writing that Krishna is Paramatma. He's in every atom. Right? Nothing can work in this world if Krishna is not present. We are thinking, I'm controlling this body. If Krishna leaves the atom, this hand will fall off. Right? So this is Krishna. Right? So he's Jana Nivasa. He is amongst us. Now, whether we can see him or not see him, that's the conversation. Right? So, sorry, I'm just trying to remember how we got to this point. We were looking at purification of Kamsa, and like we were talking about the Kamsa and Shurpanka's Kubja's purification. Yeah. So we were talking about the demons. So all of these killings, they are, if you think of that is all part of the whole Mathura Leela gang, the Vraja Leela gang, right? The pure Vraja Leela. When we think from a Goloka perspective, that's all about being with the devotees, right? And so this is something for us to appreciate, right? I will skip the next part of the shloka and I will go to the third line. It says Tera Chara Vriji Nagna. So means Krishna is purifying Sthira and the Chara. And so Srila Prabhupada gives that example. He says that when Krishna was here, he purified everybody. Krishna, so purifying means he attracts them to him. He makes them realize that, actually we like Krishna. So in terms of Sthira, we will see the two Arjuna trees, right? They were standing there, valiant and strong, right? Krishna comes, breaks the trees, and he liberates them. So you'll start seeing, even the Sthiras are getting liberated, right? You will see that when it's explained that as Krishna is walking, the mountains and the stones, they are getting purified. Right, so that this is Krishna. He is purifying everybody. Right, so Sthira and the Chara, Krishna is purifying them. So he's not just purifying the jivas. The moving jivas. He's even purifying the non-moving jivas. And we see this in Lord Chaitanya when he goes into the what's the name of the forest? I forgot the name of the forest. Jarikanda forest, yeah, Jarikanda forest. He goes to the Jarikanda forest. You see that everything becomes mellow there. Even the Sthira becomes mellow and they start moving. And so that is the beauty of Krishna, that even the Shanta rasas, they are becoming more and more purified. So, whenever you see any Sthira principle in our Vedic concept, all of that is coming from the Sandhini Shakti, right? So most of the Shanta rasas are all from Sandhini Shakti, right? We are more of the Chitta potency, so we are Samvit potency, so we tend to be more on the Chara side, right? So that is how Jivas are. And then finally, we see that Krishna, he is purifying everybody. Now I'll just, I see I have 2 minutes, but I'll just look at this. This explains Swer Dhobir Asyan Adharmam. So here it is explained that Krishna, he either with his own hands or through his devotees, he uproots all the impious things. And so who are these two hands of Krishna that we can think of in our modern day? Srila Prabhupada. This is the 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada. And we can see that he is the Swer Dhobir. Right? Asyan Adharmam. This Adharmi. Right? Srila Prabhupada, by his books, he's picking us up. Right? So he is the Swer Dhobir. One of the Swer Dhobirs of Krishna. Krishna is using him as his arms to pick everyone up. So we look at Srila Prabhupada and say, thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us the opportunity to read Srimad Bhagavatam, to appreciate this wonderful pastimes of Krishna in this Janmashtami. I would like to encourage all devotees. Tomorrow is the 125th anniversary. Take tomorrow, just think about Srila Prabhupada. Just think how everything we know, right? When I say everything we know, I'm talking about even making a Deepak. It's all because of Krishna, or Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai. Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai.